Today I'm going to begin working on my spring and Easter decor for the mantle here in the living room. I think I caused some confusion on my Designs by Joe Facebook page. I had posted a picture of a room that was kind of similar to our living room, and I think people misunderstood and thought that was my living room. So I want to apologize to anybody who thinks that's what I was doing, or trying to rip something off on somebody else. I am going to use that as an inspiration. I really liked it, and I'll post a picture here also of that same picture. So I'm kind of going to put my own twist on it, but I really liked the way it looked. I thought it was very fresh looking. So I took down I had pine cones and a wreath up there with some icy branches and stuff. So all of that is down now. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting up a spring wreath, which is right here. I just put that bow in, and I'm not a bow kind of person, so I had a little bit of rough time on that. But that's what I'm going to be putting in here. So I'm going to be using a lot of those kind of colors in this room. All right, so here we go. So far, step one. Okay, so the next thing I did was I used a piece of Christmas garland here because you're not going to see it. I'm keeping it flat, and I'm going to put a lot of florals in it to hide it. I wanted to get one of those, wispy looking garlands, but when I checked the price, it was like $45 or something like that, and I would need two of them. I was kind of like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use this garland that I got from Walmart. It's like, was it, $2? And I'm just going to put florals in there so you won't see it. It's just going to be used as a base. So that's a little bit of frugal advice for anybody who wants to do something like this. I mean, if you want to buy that other stuff, that's great. I'd like to too, but not going to do it. So let's see what I can do with this. This is what I've given myself to work with here. I have these two baskets of florals with similar colors, and let's see how far that brings me. Okay, so I put in these. These were like bushels, not bushels, I don't know what you call them, like bunch from the Dollar Tree, and I cut them. So I started by doing that first. Okay, so next I had that one rose by itself, so I put that in the middle. And then I had these two picks with three on each one, so I put those on each side. And then I had another two picks that only had two on each side. So they are white roses with a little touch of the pinkish color in there. A little bit of baby's breath on each side of the center. So I've added in some tulips and some pink little roses, you can see right there. And then another shade of that same kind of flower. It's a little bit more fuchsia looking, more tulips up here. And then I added in some down this thing, and hydrangea at the bottom. And then I repeated the same thing on both sides. Let me back up a little bit so you can take a look at that. Okay, so that's where that is at this moment. Next, I put on these two pictures. They're usually in the family room, but I'm putting something else up there for spring, so I moved them into here. They have the greens and the white and the floral that I like. So those went up next. So next I was going to use my Ray Dunn Easter egg DIY on there. But you know what? With all that color up there, they look totally lifeless. So they are not going to go there. I need color there. It's such a bam of color. These just look silly there. So I'm going to do something else. So instead, I'm going to use my little Miss Easter bonnet eggs. I don't know if you saw that DIY. Check out my channel to see that because they have the right colors for the mantle. And I'm going to be making the tree out of these two picks that I got in my $4 Michael grab bag haul. I was going to use these in a different room with a different kind of tree, basically like branches that I was going to put moss on, but I have to work with what I have. So I put a piece of styrofoam in here and I'm going to put these in next. Here's the tree I made with the Little Miss Easter egg bonnets on them. If you didn't catch that video, please check in my channel. I just did this. This is a DIY with plastic eggs. Okay, so let's address the hearth. I took out the logs and I'm going to put in a flower arrangement in there. Okay, so I have this beautiful pot and it has all the right colors, the greens and the pinks and the whites, and I did this with, there's about, I want to say 4 picks in there, and it kind of looks like an azalea. Next, I have these terracotta pots, and they're actually like a pale pink, and the other one is kind of a pale lilac. I'll show you. And I put a floral foam in there, and then I put some moss, and I added those little spikes. And again, the color's not coming out right. They have a little tinge of like a lilac color. And then I put this little trellis in here with this bird up there and some ivy climbing up it. And then on the other side, it's a slightly different color. It's okay. It's a little bit more lilac. Same thing again, the moss with those picks in it. And then the little trellis with the bird and the ivy. All right, everybody. So that's it for the mantle and the hearth. So you can see I brought in a lot of color, and I was happy when Marianne saw it. She said, "Oh, finally color." And I agree. And with all this craziness that's going on, when I look at it, it just makes me feel a little bit better. It takes my mind a little bit off of all of this. And so, yeah. So down at the hearth, you see I have that great flower pot there. I'm so glad I found it back in the attic again. I had it up there and I stumbled on it and I was like, hey, this is going to be perfect. And my 2 trellises there with the terracotta pots and the ivy and the moss and whatnot. And then the garland on the mantle, which is just very springy like and brings a breath of fresh air. And also my Little Miss Easter bonnet eggs in this tree that I made here on the mantle, and then up here as well my wreath there. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Drop me a comment. You know, I like hearing from you and seeing how everybody is doing, and I hope everybody takes care. And be careful out there, and I should be working on the rest of my living room today. So until I see you again, guys, everybody be safe and be careful. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.